Did you know that some of the things you accept from other people might actually be undermining your peace and happiness without you? In this video, I'll reveal 5 things you should never accept from anyone. These suggestions may seem harmless, but they're draining your energy and preventing you from leading a full and prosperous life. If you want to continue living a more balanced and contented life, you must discover how these timeless teachings can alter your perspective and strengthen your quietness. Stay with me and learn how to avoid these traps by protecting the most important item. Have you ever acknowledged something from someone and then given it serious thought? This doesn't have to happen any longer. We should figure out these hidden dangers together and how to get rid of them from your life so you can live with more peace and reason. Before we begin, don't forget to make a big fuss around town button and subscribe to the feed for more ground-breaking recordings like this one. In the comments, share enough mantras and success in my life to attract positive energy and success into your life. Your support is essential to sharing this knowledge with other people. Have you ever noticed how certain words or actions, no matter how insignificant they seem, can have a big impact on your day? These unseen suggestions are the energies people give us and can have a lasting impact on our prosperity. It is crucial to be mindful of what we allow into our lives because, according to Buddhist philosophy, everything is energy, and what we acknowledge from other people can weigh on our spirits. An example of this would be when we acknowledge negative analysis or pessimistic remarks without taking action. The first step in protecting our energy is realizing when we're receiving something that doesn't advance our development. These suggestions disguised as sentiments or directions can plant seeds of uncertainty and frailty inside us, regardless of how quickly we comprehend them. These words can also develop and influence our fearlessness and sense of worth. The guilt we accept from others is another subtle hint that can shake our spirits. People often make us feel responsible for their problems or struggles regardless. In order to maintain our minds and spirits free from this burden, it's critical to learn how to distinguish between what is truly our obligation and what isn't. When this responsibility is false, it can lead to a cycle of self-judgment and unnecessary experiences. The Buddhist way of thinking encourages us to be mindful of our own energy by choosing carefully what we accept and what we reject. As we become more selective about what we allow into our lives, we start to create a more peaceful and comfortable internal environment, which is the path to living with greater balance and reason, preventing negative influences from infiltrating our daily activities. Have you ever found yourself expressing the depth of someone else's emotions as if they were your own? This is one of the riskiest things you can do. We can get near home. Snares are subtle and often disguise themselves as concerns or presumptions that others may have. Put on the US, tolerating these emotions might cause us to continue living other people's lives without considering our own needs and desires, such as expressing heavy burdens that have no place with us, which can truly and intellectually exhaust us. Being conscious of other people's expectations is one of the most well-known profound pitfalls. How often have you agreed to do something merely to avoid disappointing someone? This type of behavior may seem harmless at first, but in the long run, it detracts from what we truly need for ourselves. The importance of acting with purpose and reason rather than to please others is demonstrated by the Buddhist style of thinking. Accepting these external obligations takes us out of control of our lives and might make us feel stuck in unsatisfying situations. And further personal trap is the fear of being dismissed. The key here is realizing that genuine acknowledgement begins inside us when we value and regard our own needs, which makes us more capable of saying no to things that don't serve us without fear of the consequences. It's important to learn how to recognize these ways of behaving and preventing them before become a part of who we are. By being aware of these close-to-home traps, we can consciously choose what we need to keep in our lives. Often, we acknowledge situations or relationships that hurt us because we fear being cut off from everyone else or losing the support of others. And the main reason we wish to abandon this path of learning is to live a more legitimate and contented life free from the negative influences that surround us. One of the key strategies for anyone attempting to live in balance and tranquility is protecting their mind and spirit from negative influences. According to Buddhist philosophy, our inner peace is a precious asset that must always be protected. The first step in doing this is setting firm boundaries that help us from recognizing things that aren't beneficial to us. Learning to say no without taking responsibility is one of the most powerful steps you can take to protect your energy. We are often led to believe that we want to please everyone, but this is a trap that can drain us. When we say no to something that provides us with nourishment, we are genuinely saying yes to our peace and prosperity. Setting these boundaries shows confidence and strengthens our psyche and soul. It's also important for training care to be accessible and aware of our surroundings, because this helps us recognize when to acknowledge something that could harm us. By being more cautious, we can make wiser choices and prevent negative energy from entering. Our daily reflection and thought are wonderful tools that help us maintain this lucidity and focus at last. Create connections that boost your vitality and further your growth. People who respect your boundaries and have positive traits contribute to a stable environment where your mind and spirit can flourish. Make a haven for yourself where your energy is safe and your inner peace may be restored by surrounding yourself with positive influences and remembering that you have the power to choose who and what matters in your life. Encourage the cynicism that comes our way. Whether analysis of other people's failures or unreasonable demands may seem like a barrier, but it can also be a tremendous tool for change instead of essentially. By ignoring this energy, you can channel it into something that will significantly improve your life. One powerful way to do this is to practice prompt rethinking. When you experience something, ask yourself how you might turn it into an example or an opportunity. For example, if someone tries to push their dissatisfaction on you, take it as a chance to strengthen your flexibility and practice the skill of separating what belongs to you from what belongs to others. This training not only prevents cynicism, but also turns it into a motivating factor. Self-knowledge when anything negative happens. Another effective strategy is to use direction-driven certifications rather than letting it change your mood. Cite evidence that supports your motivation and what you truly want out of life, such as when facing analysis. Tell yourself, my value is not characterized by this. I choose to grow and prosper because by doing this, you prevent hostility and turn it into motivation to reach your goals. Similarly, you can turn pessimism into productive endeavors. Turn any feelings of discontent or distress into activities that will truly help you. For instance, starting a task you've been putting off or focusing on a goal you've been hesitant on can transform the energy that might have been wasted on stress into real and noticeable accomplishments. This way, you don't kill pessimism but instead turn it directly into thriving. Create a personal routine to break the pattern of antagonism. It usually involves writing down what irritates you and then throwing away the paper that symbolizes the end of that effect by transforming a moment of cynicism into a symbol. By demonstrating delivery, you increase your level of control over your life and make room for new opportunities. If you've reached this point, it's because you're committed to making changes in your life and protecting your inner peace. Now that you know the 5 things you should never acknowledge, you're ready to take charge of your energy and walk the path to a more prosperous and healthy lifestyle. If you're happy and need to keep learning and growing, don't forget to hit the Ruckus Around Town button and subscribe to the channel. This will help spread the word and encourage me to bring you more recordings like this one. Of course, I need to hear from you, so please leave a comment with what you've done in your life. Share your decision and encourage others to follow suit. Together, we can create a community focused on living with greater reason and peace.